Hello there, my name is Mathew McKenna and welcome back to my channel. I'm a grandpa when it comes to what's popular with the young ones, and I pretty much live under a rock when it comes to pop music. As such, I've been doing a series where I start to listen to a bunch of pop music, maybe expand my horizons. So today we're here to listen to some Shawn Mendes. Is that how you say it? Mendes? Mendes? Shawn Mendes. I'm gonna go with Mendes. I'm pretty interested to start listening to some Shawn because being on YouTube, I've heard so much about him. You know, he's also all over Twitter, social media, and there are even like a lot of YouTube accounts that have names like Shawn Mendes fan or I love Shawn 2017. So I'm very much aware of his existence. Before we jump right into it, if you're new here, make sure you pop down and click that subscribe button and also enable notifications so you get a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get into it. This first song is called There's Nothing Holding Me Back. Sorry, There's Nothing Holdin' Me Back. Gosh, so on. Wow, their voices go really well together. I like that a lot. Overall, the song I'm not 100% sold on yet, but they definitely sound that chorus isn't bad. I was not really sure what they were going to go into. Generally, I can get a pretty good feel of a song, but this I was like, I got no idea. I like songs that have really fast lyrics. I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy rap. Not that this is anything like rap, but I like quickly delivered lyrics. So a chorus that has those lines coming at you so fast, I generally tend to like that. See, the whole thing of, oh, if you're scared of going on stage, just picture them naked. That takes a concerning turn. Not that I think it's his intention, but it sounds a bit worse when your fan base is like 13-year-old girls. I don't really think they thought that line through. Anyway, moving on. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. I actually, this might sound really weird, I can't decide whether I like it or whether I hate it. He's got one of those voices that it could really go either way. I feel like it's also a voice that might grow on you as you listen to more of it. I guess I'll probably be able to have a judgment by the end of this video. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. That made a pretty good impression on me just because I feel like the songwriting and the music there was pretty good. Even though I'm not 100% sure if I enjoyed the sound of it overall, I just feel like it was a well-written song which sort of scores points at the start. Alright, let's move on to Aftertaste. I feel like this is gonna be a slow song, right? I bet I'm wrong. I was very wrong about the tone of this song. It's funny looking at him, the voice he sings with doesn't really match his face. It almost feels like it's just not him singing. Is that just me? Does anyone else feel that way? That it feels like Shawn's voice isn't the voice that you'd expect from him? I hope I don't get shredded in the comments for this, but I'm gonna say his voice when he sings and hits some of those higher notes, it actually kind of sounds a lot like Justin Bieber. That's not a bad thing, of course, he's got a good voice. But that also makes sense because when I googled, he's Canadian and so is Justin, so, you know, I guess that makes sense. Similar accent, well, same accent. One more kiss is all it takes. One more kiss is all it takes is what he said. It reminds me of Eminem when he tries to rhyme, he like stretches out the pronunciation of things. And the aftertaste. That actually sounded quite pleasant. I still don't know what they're called exactly. But the way his voice kind of went up and then down like that and had the sort of vibrato as it went down, that sounded quite nice. For those who don't know, vibrato is like when you sing a note and you sort of go like kind of waver it a bit. That's the best representation, right? You kind of waver it. There's a note at his door and there she is, I bet. Oh, never mind. She ain't there, she gone. Alright, so this next song is called Mercy. Water. Oh, man. Someone drowning? You've got a hold of me. Here's the sort of toned down, more depressing song that I expected Aftertaste to be. I'm saying, baby, please have mercy. Oh, never mind. It's still not what I thought it was. He keeps tricking me. I keep getting bamboozled. I'm just gonna say one thing that I don't particularly like, and maybe it's just I've picked 3 songs that happen to be about it, but so far all 3 songs we've done have been about like a girl, presumably. We have had different sort of takes on it where there's the, oh, we've broken up, there's the, oh, we're so in love, and then now there's the, I think another broken up, like a kind of go easy on me sort of feel. But I'm hoping that some of the other songs I've chosen, I've got about 3 more, I'm hoping that some of them aren't just about sort of relationships and girls and stuff like that, because I'd like to hear him sing about something more varied. Please have mercy on me. He sings, he plays drums, and he plays guitar. Does he do most of the instrumentals for his songs? If so, that's pretty impressive. So far, out of the 3 songs we've listened to, this is probably the one that I've liked the most. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I'm impressed by the general musical composition of his songs. They were deeper and more impressive than I sort of expected, which is always a good thing. I like being surprised and I like being impressed. But I don't quite think anything so far is a song that I would add to my playlist and listen to when I'm just doing things.
I'm prepared to sacrifice my life. I would gladly do it twice.
How do you sacrifice your life twice? I don't get it. Is he like a cat? Does he have extra lives? Wait, but if he's a cat and he has 9 lives, then I'm only prepared to sacrifice 2 of them. It's not really that big a sacrifice then, is it? Unless he's only got 2 cat lives left, in which case then it is. Let's operate under that assumption. Shawn Mendes is a cat, and he has only 2 lives out of his 9 lives left. And that's why it's such a big sacrifice to sacrifice himself twice. I do have a particular thing to say that I like about him. A lot of pop musicians tend to drag out their songs by kind of repeating the chorus over and over and over again. That song just then was probably the longest that they've dragged out a repeated chorus. But he hasn't really seemed to do that much, which is really cool because it doesn't make you kind of tired of it or be like, oh, is the song gonna end soon? So we're moving on to Stitches.
I've been hurt before, but no one's ever left me quite this sore.
This seems like it's gonna be another song about relationships. I'm still happy to listen to it. I would like to hear him sing about something different before this playlist is over.
Got a feeling that I'm going.
Wait, what? He just got punched in the face by nothing? Maybe it's like a fighting with himself sort of scenario.
Now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches.
So far, I don't really think I'm a fan of this song. I actually kind of don't really like it. I think the pacing of it and the general feel and sound, I don't know, it just doesn't really do anything for me. That comes down to subjective. I don't think it's a badly written song or anything like that. I don't know. Not really feeling it. Alright, so now we're watching Something Big. That's a pretty cool way of introducing a music video, is to have it as though it's a song playing inside the world of the music video. That's a pretty cool idea.
Played a lot of you, my winning. It's like 25 the lives till you bust out of prison. Something's in the air.
I think this might be a song not about a relationship.
It's like that feeling when you're about to win the medal, and you work so hard that you knew you wouldn't settle. Hands are in the air.
I like that he tried to be swaggy, but that some other dude had to convert it for him. This music video is kind of fun so far. I like that they're just like collecting people as they walk along. It reminds me of Minority by Green Day, where they're on like the parade and they just slowly gather people as they go past. I'm just gonna point it out that what was being played on the guitar was not what he was strumming just then. Yeah, definitely not. I love all of these costumes, man. Some of it is just so ridiculous and so fun. There was a kid there dressed like a wolf. I don't know why, but you don't need to know why. Out of all of them, that was probably my favorite song. I like that we finally got to hear him sing about something different, and you could just tell he was enjoying performing that. All right, we're on to the very last song, which is called Treat You Better. I can already hazard a guess as to what this song is gonna be about, and if I'm right, I don't think I'm gonna like it. And the reason is I actually don't like songs at all that imply, hey, you should leave your partner because I'm better for you. Because it's like, oh, I know what you want. You don't know what you want. You silly person. Be with me, I know what you want. Anyway, I hope I'm wrong about this song, but let's give it a listen. I was totally right. They're arguing in a car. I was so right.
You. And you could tell me if I'm off, but I see it on your face when you say that he's the one that you want.
It seems like in this video, the guy is an abusive man, when of course, you know, the woman shouldn't be with the guy if he's an abusive man. That's absolutely correct. But I feel like the problem I have with this is that people who watch it, especially if they're kind of young and impressionable, they don't necessarily make that connection that the reason they shouldn't be together is because he's an abusive, bad person. When you have concerns about someone being in an abusive relationship like this, or their relationship is bad for any other reason, like toxic and terrible, the concern should be, hey, you should leave them because that's bad for you. Not, hey, leave them so you can be with me. It shouldn't really be about you, you know?
Listen, baby, just to wake up with you.
When his voice is more relaxed, he's not trying to belt out notes or anything like that. That's actually when I like his voice more. He seems to sort of let out his true tune a lot more. During the chorus, it kind of feels like he's straining, trying to really force those notes out, which, I mean, is a particular sound that you can go for when you're singing, but generally, it sounds better to a lot of people if you let go of that tension. Alright, so that's all we'll listen to of Shawn for today. Overall, like I said, I think he's a good singer. I prefer his voice when he does get a little bit more relaxed with what he's singing, but I definitely feel like he's a talented singer. And some of the songwriting there, some of the instrumentals, like I said, I quite like those. Overall though, I'm not really a fan, and I don't think I'd really add anything of that to a playlist that I'd be listening to. None of them really sort of hit the sound or vibe that I tend to enjoy in the music I listen to. But hey, that's just me. Let me know your comments. Had you ever listened to Shawn before? If not, what is your reaction? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, each time I post a new video on Twitter, what I do is I go through the retweets and I shout out and follow one person. So now I'm gonna do that for the last 3 times I tweeted out a new video. So massive thanks to @McKenna13, @always_yours XOX, and last but not least, Ashton O'Hare 13. Thank you all so much for retweeting and supporting my content. It really means the world. And also thank you to everyone who watches and supports on YouTube and any other social media I have. I also followed all 3 of those people. If you want to get a shout out and a follow, make sure you follow me on Twitter so that you know when I'm doing those little giveaways. Also, don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of me. Also enable notifications so you get a notification anytime I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and until I see you next, have an awesome time. Bye-bye. Squeak, squeak, my chair, sorry.